Davao's newest shopping, dining, and lifestyle destination, hosts the biggest display of Mindanao's best and brightest talents. Mindanao Art 2021. October 1 to 31 at Poblacion Market Central, Sibanggoy Street, Davao City.
We have been in the collective difficult times of the pandemic for more than a year now. For many, this has been an especially trying years with its unique and uncharted conditions. Against this sudden dark backdrop, Mindanao art has found strength and continued to journey despite the dangers and restriction the virus imposed. It was difficult to venture into the unknown, but living to its reputation of endurance, Mindanao and her art braved it. This was the new landscape. Mindanao art emerged strong in the other side. The journey is not over yet. Like in an epic, Mindanao art is one adventure after another, rowing with the tides, learning with the wind.
Unlike last year, when the pandemic was still more somewhat of a faraway threat, now it is right at the doorstep. Hearing acquaintances contract the virus, while concerning, seem to sound normal. We are getting used to wearing masks and minding our physical distancing practices. We limit our interactions. We stay indoors a lot more often. What seemed to be something temporary is now becoming truly the new normal. We are at a threshold, a liminal space between the immediate shock that disturbed the world and the new future that is yet to be named. Mindanao art is right in between phases, as though to undergo another rite of passage.
This year's Mindanao art explores the theme, Art in Between, Mindanao art in Liminal Space. A recognition of where we are all right now, in a space of ambiguity and disorientation, as though suddenly put in the middle of the busy hallway where everything is a blur. Mindanao art invites us to contemplate this unique rush that we seem to belong and not belong at the same time. Mindanao art invites us to neither step forward nor back, but to hold ground for a while and welcome this strange stillness and perhaps encounter exciting new energies. Being conscious of liminality means seeing and feeling important moments unnoticed in transitionary places. Like a little scratch in the wall of an empty hallway, or like the vast awkward silence of an uncrowded mall. Mindanao art calls artists to be in the moment and the rest the feeling. This is also calls for new thrilling visions and approaches that the Mindanao art scene do not often see. Mindanao art encourages experimentation as a mode of liminality that which welcome perspectives and realities that do not always get the spotlight. Last year, Mindanao art has scaled the mountain and undeniably reached the top. We have made into the new landscape. We touch the cloud and taste the air. Now what? We breathe in and we breathe out. There are other mountains below us that we also need to climb. think about how to scale them. But for now, we close our eyes first and feel. This is the In-Between, the Mindanao Art in Liminal Space.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Madayao Cultural and Song.
May we request everyone for a moment of silence for the opening prayer, after which let us sing the Philippine National Anthem.
Dakilang manlilikha, narito po ako, bunga ng pag-ibig sa palad ng mundo. Puso'y umaawit, awiting alay ko. Salamat sa inyo. Salamat sa araw, sa buwan at bituin, sa hayop at halaman, sa ulan at hangin. Salamat sa kaibigan at sa kapwa-tao ko. Salamat sa inyo. Bawat sandali ng buhay ay ligaya. Bawat hininga ay tunay na biyaya. Bawat pagsisikap ay may gantimpala. Dakilang manlilikha, narito po ako. pag-ibig sa palad ng mundo. Puso'y umaawit, awiting alay ko. Salamat sa inyo. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Good afternoon, Mindanao.
Hello, Philippines!
And hello, world!
Welcome to the virtual opening gala of the 3rd Mindanao Art Fair. We would like to acknowledge everyone who is watching via Zoom, FB Live, and YouTube today from all over the world.
As you all know, face-to-face events are not allowed here in Davao at this time. So Mindanao Art 2021 has gone virtual again this year. All the major activities will be done virtually and the artworks will be available online. As they say, the show must go on, or shall I say, the art must go on. And we would like also to inform everyone that we have undergone swab testing before doing this event to ensure that everyone is healthy and COVID-free.
Yes, that's right. Mindanao Art 2021 can be accessed through www.mindanaoart.org or through its FB page, Mindanao Art. However, Mindanao Art also has a physical exhibit. All the artworks are on display here at the Poblacion Market Central, the newest commercial complex here in Davao City. On behalf of Mindanao Art, we would like to take this opportunity to thank the owner, Alson's Development and Investment Corporation, for graciously hosting this year's Mindanao Art.
That's right. Incidentally, today also marks the soft opening of Poblacion Market Central. This is located at Sibangoy Street in the former location of Madraso Fruit Stand. Poblacion Market Central is actually a new shopping and dining destination featuring local goods, food brands, and essential services from in and around Davao. Designed with a distinct Mindanaoan flair, the commercial development serves as the new upgraded home of Aldivinco Shopping Center, a local landmark offering souvenir items, ethnic crafts, and antiques that showcases Mindanaoan artistry and Mindanao's rich culture heritage. Poblacion Market Central is scheduled to fully open in December of this year.
As most of you probably know, this is the 3rd installment of Mindanao Art. The first ever Mindanao Art Fair exhibit and conference was held in October 2019. Did you know that the first Mindanao Art only had 10 galleries and spaces as participants? Being the first attempt, participation has been limited to groups that were quick to embrace the idea. The vision, however, was reach out to every art group and space in Mindanao.
That's right. Mindanao Art has certainly come a long way from its very first attempt. From 10 art groups in 2019, it increased to 17 galleries in 2020 with more than 200 artists from 5 regions in Mindanao participating. Look what the pandemic can do to us. And now, only on its 3rd year, the participating galleries have almost doubled at 35 galleries, art spaces, and art groups with an additional of 4 featured artists. Well, more than 300 artists from the different regions in Mindanao joined this year's exhibit.
Truly a great feat. And now to give the welcome remarks, let us hear from the man who started it all, the president of Lawig Diwa Inc., organizer of Mindanao Art, and a world-renowned artist himself and pride of Davao and Mindanao, Mr. Ray Mujahid Kublai Milyan.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time you may have, I greet you with only the best. It is our 3rd year and the 2nd year we will be holding the opening program of Mindanao Art Online. It's just our 3rd year and the rules of the game in our present situation still keeps on changing. While we are clear about our vision, the path to reaching that seemed to be cluttered with concerns from personal to global as artists along with the whole world try to survive this pandemic. The uncertainty of today's situation is reflected in Mindanao Art Fair 2021. That is, Art in Between. Mindanao Art in Liminal Space. We are somewhere in between. Never before has humanity faced this level of uncertainty, and as reflections of what goes on and around us, art as well is hanging in between. But we know this too will pass. Many may not make it, many may suffer because of it, but this too will pass. We see Mindanao art now as in liminal space, at the threshold of something greater, and that is why we continue to push on. We thought we have figured it out when we successfully launched the first Mindanao Art Fair in 2019. But COVID-19 changed everything in 2020. One thing is for sure, we are not giving up. A pandemic doesn't happen for a reason. There are lessons here we have to learn and learn fast. That is the reason why in our logo and the exhibit, the butterfly is a prominent feature. It is the icon of Mindanao Art Fair 2021. As we invite our audience to reflect on how COVID-19 has isolated humanity and the world over, and still see the beauty of life and the earth as against the uncertainty of tomorrow and the rigidity of the past. The past is past and done with. We cannot change it. The future is yet to come. But today, the now, is full of promise. As we stand on the threshold of time that we has pushed and imaginings and imaginations to realms unimagined just 2 years ago. Giant butterflies are scattered all over the floors of Poblacion. The few visitors allowed, we will have to enter through the in-between murals, a depiction of what we have become as Filipinos, and we should be as Mindanaoans, and then behold a giant butterfly installation to make us see how beautiful the now in Mindanao is. The metamorphosis of a butterfly had always been in awe and given hundreds of symbolic meanings. From a caterpillar to a beautiful being, the butterfly has come to symbolize life, endurance, change, and hope. They are regular features in gardens where flowers abound, fluttering, fleeting, and their lifespan, fleeting or very short. This creature that has inspired generations upon generations also develops wings after hiding in a cocoon and isolating itself, wings it never had before. As visitors pass through the 2 drapes of printed cloth from murals made by young artists and their mentors, we encourage them to enter a cocoon to experience the isolation and quiet in this liminal space and emerge to see the butterfly sculptures all around, to experience that threshold, that fleeting moment of beauty that only art can preserve and recreate. They also remind us that we can have wings as well. to let our concepts soar to a vision of what Mindanao art can become. With these wings, we can now tag along those who may still be unable to fly along with us. This is what Mindanao Art Fair is all about. It is bringing along those inspired by their dreams and surrounding to soar toward our vision of a thriving art industry that is truly Mindanao. Mindanao Art Fair is all about bringing this vision right into your homes, any time of the day, to listen again, to share, to behold the artistry of our people and the land. Mindanao Art Fair is all about bringing art and telling Mindanao artist stories to inspire all. Here we seek to touch the hearts of those who inspire to become artists. In our stories and artworks, we tell them you can make it. We bring joy to those who just delight in looking at art and those who cannot go out their homes as we deliver our narratives and creations in a multimedia platform. Yes, artists in Mindanao have been thrown into liminal space, as all humanity have been. But we as Lawig Diwa, the organizers of Mindanao Art Fair, know what is what we want to happen. Our vision of a visual art community that is rooted, art that is confident with its identity, art that is collective undertaking to serve as bookmarkers that measure time and periods, and two, the holistic beliefs. We have the National Commission on Culture and the Arts and its National Committee on Art Galleries to thank for believing in us and our vision and continuing to encourage us even as we struggle through very unfamiliar processes and procedures. We thank all artists who have given us their trust and continue to join us in our vision. We thank all those who have come forward to support us for this year's Mindanao Art Fair. The Alsons Development and Investment Corporation for giving us free rein to set up our artworks at Poblacion Market Center, Davao's newest and only heritage-themed mall. Our media partners have been with us since the beginning. APM, Art Plus, Sunstar Davao, PTV, The Philippine Star, Manila Bulletin, GMA, ABS-CBN, Edge Davao, and our newest partner, Beta Studios, which has allowed us to explore printing in sizes as we have not yet explored before. Thank you, Congressman Paulo Z. Duterte, for accepting our invitation to join us in this program. Senator Miguel Zubiri, who has consistently been supportive of Mindanao art. Thank you, everyone. Let us walk these uncertain times together, guided by the depths of Mindanao art and our consciousness, as we are certain that there is only success and greater beauty all throughout this path. All we need to do is to focus our vision of an art community that is rooted and confident in our identity.
Thank you, Sir Kublai. Indeed, Mindanao Art's vision to steer up an industry that is sustainable and profitable, and in the process create a thriving environment for artists to create and earn from their works is truly inspiring.
That is right, David. Mindanao's diversified culture and people makes it a rich ground for art inspirations, but very few artists are discovered and able to thrive with their artworks. Mindanao Art's goal is to encourage galleries to run art shows as an industry, so that in turn, these galleries can support their talents. The increase in the number of galleries participating every year shows that the Mindanao Arts is slowly achieving this goal.
That's true, Hannah. And Mindanao Art is able to do all these things through the support of the National Commission on Culture and the Arts, or NCCA, and the National Committee on Art Galleries, or NCAG. Alam mo, the NCCA is the prime government agency that safeguards, develops, and promotes Filipino culture through the formulation and implementation of implementing policies and programs, as well as the administration of endowment funds and for the culture and arts. At yung NCAG naman, under the subcommission of the cultural heritage, meanwhile, is one of the 19 national committees under the NCCA. Its mandate is to upgrade art promotion and exchange in the Philippines, to organize and implement projects for the good of the artistic community, and to serve as a vehicle for the dissemination of information relating to the visual arts community.
Now, to give us a message is one of the first men who believed in and saw the potential of Mindanao art 3 years ago. Please welcome the head of the National Committee of Art Galleries, Mr. Danny Rayos del Sol. He will then be followed by NCCA's former Executive Director, Mr. Al Ryan Alejandro.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat sa mga panauhing pandangal, mga taga-NCCA, mga art galleries, kapwa ko artista sa bumubuo ng Lawig Diwa Foundation at sa lahat ng naririto ngayon na sumusuporta sa Mindanao Art Fair. Welcome to the 3rd edition of Mindanao Art Fair. I still remember the first Mindanao Art Fair traversing the river of creativity. It went through the birthing pains just like another new project. But despite the birthing challenges, Mindanao Art Fair was very successful in its objective in the promotion and development of art and culture of Mindanao. The second Mindanao Art Fair with the theme Living Art in the New Landscape was another success story. Challenged by the pandemic, you bravely mounted the second Mindanao Art Fair head-on against the plague of Corona. You were forced to exploit digital platforms, combining on-site and online exhibition and reaching more people to the advancement and preservation of our cultural heritage. This success of Mindanao Art Fair gave birth to our new baby, the Visayas Art Fair. Now, staging the 3rd Mindanao Art Fair with the theme Art in Between, Mindanao Art in Liminal Space explores the space of ambiguation and disorientation, yet it recognizes where Mindanao art should be right now. I would like to congratulate Lawig Diwa and the people behind for the continuous growth of Mindanao Art Fair from merely 10 galleries participation in year 1 to over 30 galleries and other visual art exhibition spaces in year 3. Mindanao Art Fair proves to be inclusive representation of the whole region. I commend your group for your commitment to stage the first-class exhibition here in Mindanao, ensuring art and culture is vibrant in this part of the country. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
To our talented artists, dedicated cultural and heritage advocates, and all participating art groups and communities here today, Madayaw, maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. Isang makasiling na araw po sa ating lahat. Let me begin by thanking Mr. Ray Mujahid Kublay Milan, President of Lawig Diwa Incorporated, as the NCCA's fervent partner in the discovery and promotion of creativity and artistic talents in Mindanao. I also thank the NCCA National Committee on Art Galleries, headed by Mr. Danny Rayos del Sol, for their hard work and support. And of course, to our participating visual artists, including fashion designers, for bringing their works to this platform, which is the Mindanao Art Fair 2021. On behalf of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, or NCCA, it is my deepest honor to welcome everyone in this year's installment. What started 3 years ago as a gathering of 10 galleries and spaces from all over Mindanao has grown to become the biggest convergence of talents in the southern regions. Today, we have more than 300 artists from more than 30 galleries who are more than excited to showcase their arts. However, I believe this excitement is also filled with some anxiety, as most artists feel in this time of pandemic. Last year, we made a stand. We took on challenges presented by the global COVID-19 pandemic and successfully held the second Mindanao Art Fair. But with the threat right at our doorstep, the question remains, what now? Or most appropriately, where to? We are, as the theme of this year's fair states, in a liminal space. The word liminal comes from the Latin word limen, meaning threshold, any point or place of entering or beginning. It is the time between the what was and the next, a place of transition, a season of waiting. It cannot be denied the major changes this pandemic has brought us. Art viewing and appreciation, which I still believe is most effective in person, moved to the virtual space. Art galleries now incorporate virtual tours as one, if not the only way to provide access to people. What was normal is now clouded with uncertainty. Most of us, if we're honest, don't know how to become or how to navigate ahead. We either stand paralyzed or we flee quickly, anything to avoid the discomfort. But liminal space is also where we take that crucial step. It is where all transformation takes place. This is where you hold on to your beliefs, your passions, your art. This is also where the support of various institutions like Lawig Diwa and the NCCA comes in. Together, we shall take the decisive step to achieve mutual prosperity and navigate our sector along the deadly trenches of the pandemic. We can either wallow in the grim narrative of the past or take a bold step and reshape an otherwise tumultuous expedition of change for a lasting cultural transformation. With your art, we shall persevere. Once again, thank you and congratulations for this year's Mindanao Art Fair 2021. Mabuhay ang ating sining, mabuhay ang kalinangang Pilipino.
Thank you very much, Mr. Del Sol and the former NCCA Director, Mr. Alejandre, for your wonderful message. Well, Mindanao Art is very blessed to have the full support of the government leaders like you through the NCCA and the NCAG.
The next part of our program is an intermission number from a Davao-born singer, performer, and composer who writes songs about the beauty of Mindanao, culture, nature, and other social issues. She has been performing at local, national, and international events, as well as writing jingles and theme songs since 2001. To sing one of her original compositions, please welcome Miss Maan Chua.
Sa lawa, pinagsa
you, Miss Maan, for that awesome performance. Always her performance is awesome. That's why I would like to call it awesome.
That's right. Pasok.
Well, we will now hear messages of support from Davao City 1st District Representative Congressman Paulo Duterte and from Senator Miguel Subire, both great leaders and art enthusiasts from Mindanao.
Maayong adlaw sa tanan, great minds tinker with the unknown. The bold and the brave tread endless plains, and the fearless navigate waters that nobody knows whether it will end or not. This is how I see the great men and women who made Mindanao Art 2021 successful. You are no different from the conquistadors of long ago, who being brave, bold, and daring, masterfully conquered the world, crisscrossed many a surface of the earth, and subjugated many souls in almost all parts of the planet. The world badly needs people like you right now. People who know how to venture into the unknown and people who boldly tread uncharted vastness right in the middle of the fast-changing global social barometers. Using technology to your full advantage is the strongest point that you showed. Gone are the days when we say local, national, or international art exhibit. With the internet, it's your gallery and the world. Mindanaoans are giving you the loudest round of applause for demonstrating to all and sundry how things should be done in a liminal space amidst the crumbling of the strong and mighty during a devastating pandemic like what we are confronting at present. You should also be highly commended for serving as an inspiration, as an example to all those who, owing to the current global health crisis, seem to stay still and blunder under the current state that we are in right now. To all the men and women who made Mindanao Art 2021 a successful endeavor, thank you for leading the way. Thank you for making every Filipino proud. Thank you for giving everyone the silver lining. And thank you for showing to us how to create a future by sheer boldness and by adopting the power of positivity. Congratulations, and may all of your future undertakings be similarly showered with the same amount of success by the great architect of the universe. Daghang salamat, may adlaw ko ninyong tanan.
I want to thank Lawig Diwa and the NCCA for organizing the third installment of Mindanao Art. And I also want to congratulate all our participating artists, particularly my dear friend Kublai Milan, who is an icon for Mindanao Art. I am a huge supporter of emerging Filipino artists. And as a son of Mindanao myself, I am so proud of all the powerful art coming from our very own region here. This year's theme centers on Mindanao art in Liminal Space. And that is really important, that we continue to create in these uncertain times. Everything is in flux. No one's sure when the pandemic will end. We don't know what the world will look like when it does end. So we turn to art. And the way I see it, art helps us remember and at the same time helps us move forward. We need art to help us remember the horror and tragedy of this moment. But we also need art to capture the hope, unity, and compassion, the persistent goodness of humanity that has sprung from this pandemic despite all odds. And more importantly, we need art to envision a way forward to help us shape a genuinely humane future. This pandemic will end, but art will endure and will guide us forward. So in that spirit, I congratulate all our artists, not for just participating in this exhibit, but also for contributing to create and inspire, and for helping us all remember and move forward. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Saludo po ako sa lahat ng artists ng Mindanao, and may God bless you always.
you, Congressman Duterte and Senator Zubiri, for your inspiring messages. We truly admire the support you have extended to the art community in Mindanao. We will now be entertained again by another homegrown performers, the Madayao Cultural Ensemble.
Wow! What a dynamic performance! Thank you, Madayao Cultural Ensemble. Well, right now, we will now hear an inspirational message from the Chairman of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, Mr. Arsenio J. Lizaso.
Good day to all. Let me preface this by sharing with you an interesting article I read from the New York Magazine titled "The Last Days of the Art World." The author claimed that a pandemic would decimate art fairs, museums, and even art schools because most art activities require close gathering of people, activities that are not permitted today. I know it can be easy to wallow in this outlook, but I am an optimist. For the culture and arts sector, this setback can also be an opportunity to bounce forward and to bring about transformations that would address the challenges that affect our sector. This year's Mindanao Art Fair is proof. Despite social distancing guidelines, art actually brought us closer than ever. More and more, people turned to arts for comfort. More and more, people became creatives in their own rights. Looking at the theme, we are indeed in a liminal space. Today, we are at a very important crossroad of history. It is up to us to be able to provide the quickest and most efficient support to our artists and cultural workers. This is what the Filipinos expect from us. This is what we at the NCCA are committed to doing day after day, drawing on the creativity in all of us. Finally, we must decide if it is indeed the last days of the art world, or perhaps the birth of a new, better one. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang Mindanao Art Fair 2021.
Thank you, Chairman Lizaso. We truly appreciate NCCA's continued support to Mindanao art. With your leadership, we are confident that NCCA will continue to help the art industry, not only in Mindanao, but in the entire Philippines. We will now proceed to the most awaited part of the program, the official opening of the 2021 Mindanao Art Exhibit. To do the honors, may we call on once again Mr. Kublai Milian for the ceremonial toasting.
And at this point, we would like to request everyone to prepare your wine glasses and join us in the ceremonial toasting wherever you are.
It is my honor and privilege to declare Mindanao Art 2021 officially open. To Mindanao Art!
Cheers to Mindanao Art!
Mindanao Art!
Cheers to Mindanao
Cheers!
Art!
To Mindanao Art. Cheers!
To Mindanao Art, cheers! And the 2021 Mindanao Art Fair is now officially open! Well, we shall now have a quick tour of the exhibit. Ana, iwalay muna tayo. And you know guys, this year's theme is Art in Between. Mindanao Art in Liminal Space. One of the main features of the exhibit are these two giant murals behind me, measuring 20 feet and 8 feet, welcoming visitors to the 2021 Mindanao Art Fair here at the Poblacion Market Center. According to the artist of this giant mural, Sir Jefferson Jeff Bangot, the work is all about the past and the present that made us who we are. You know, the continuing struggle of society for dominance from political to cultural creates conflict, a spark, a tension, creating a new being, a hybrid.
The theme's narrative can be experienced right from the entrance of the exhibit, where you will see tree stump sculptures, which symbolize how we all have been cut off from a lot of things that matters to us because of the pandemic. However, you will see that the tree stumps are sprouting again and have grown new branches, a representation of how we always manage to rise above the challenges that come our way. Next to tree stump sculptures, you will enter a cocoon tunnel where you will experience the isolation and quiet, the liminal space before metamorphosis. Coming out of the cocoon, you will be welcomed by a lighted butterfly. Butterflies have been regarded to symbolize life, endurance, change, and hope. Mindanao Art Fair 2021 carries butterfly as its icon, inviting the audience to reflect on how COVID-19 has isolated humanity, the arts sector included. And yet, still see the beauty of what is now as against the uncertainty of tomorrow and the rigidity of the past.
And we're back together, Hannah. From the foyer lobby, you will then enter the two-story exhibit area of the Liminal Space as they interpret it, which displays the different artworks of the participating artists and their various interpretation of the theme. You know, Hannah, one of the highlights of Mindanao Art Fair is the special exhibit of 4 featured artists, Miss Tanya Lee, Elenita Dumlao, Jag Bueno, and Lucas Ranola, entitled 4 Artists, 4 Mindanao. And to see the rest of the exhibit and the beautiful artworks of our Mindanaoan artists, please join us in watching this video tour of Mindanao Art Fair.
Mindanao, 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 Itadyak ang mga paa, iwagayway ang mga kamay, papuri sa kalangitan, araw, buwan at kalikasan. Itadyak ang mga paa, iwagayway ang mga kamay, papuri sa kalangitan, araw, buwan at kalikasan. Hanapin ang bukal ng buhay, diligan ang lupang uhaw sa kaalaman, lumipad sa langit ng kamalayan, tuklasin ang tunay na kalayaan. Itadyak ang mga paa, iwagayway ang mga kamay, papuri sa kalangitan, araw, buwan at kalikasan. Itadyak ang mga paa, iwagayway ang mga kamay, papuri sa kalangitan, araw, buwan at kalikasan. Mindanao, 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 lumingon sa mga yapak ng tribo, pakinggan mga pangaral nito, awitin mga himig ng kaligasan, sumabay sa indak ng kasaysayan. Itadyak ang mga paa, iwagayway ang mga kamay, papuri sa kalangitan, araw, buwan at kalikasan. Itadyak ang mga paa, iwagayway ang mga kamay, papuri sa kalangitan, araw, buwan at kalikasan. Iguhit sa mga ulap ng kaisipan, mga pahina't yugto ng nakaraan, damhin ang dugong dumadaloy sa kaugatan, tungo sa ilog ng lupang kinagisnan. Itadyak ang mga paa, iwagayway ang mga kamay, papuri sa kalangitan, araw, buwan at kalikasan. Itadyak ang mga paa, iwagayway ang mga kamay, papuri sa kalangitan, araw, buwan at kalikasan. Itadyak ang mga paa, iwagayway ang mga kamay, papuri sa kalangitan, araw, buwan at kalikasan. Itadyak ang mga paa, iwagayway ang mga kamay, papuri sa
Oh, Han, nag-enjoy ka ba?
Yes!
Sobrang
Galing
ganda.
nila, no?
Well,
there you have it, the Mindanao Art Fair exhibit. If you wish to visit and view the artworks here, you have to register online and obtain a QR code from www.mindanaoart.org. Only a limited number of people are allowed to visit at a given time. Reservation is on a first-come, first-served basis.
Please be informed also that this year's Mindanao Art Fair will also feature a fashion show entitled Art Walk, which will be a collaboration between top fashion designers and selected visual artists in Davao City. This will be aired on October 10, 2021 via Mindanao Art's virtual online platforms. Their creations will be displayed at the Poblacion Market Central during the month-long exhibit.
Meanwhile, architect-artist Ed Villacrucis will hold a satellite exhibit at his residence, which he transformed into a man-made forest entitled Floating Ground. The satellite exhibit will showcase his artistry and imagination, nurtured and made to literally soar above ground in ways unimagined.
The Yellow Drum Project, which ensures that biodegradable wastes are diverted from landfills, also partners with Mindanao Art this year. Headed by Dr. Bob Pentespina, the collaboration hopes to reach even more people through art. Dubbed as the Happy Drum Project, colorfully painted garbage drums are displayed here at the exhibit area as a way to raise awareness and to get the public to think more deeply about what happens to the waste that they produce after it leaves their homes.
So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Hope you enjoy the program.
Remember to stay healthy and safe always and enjoy art. Hannah, it's a pleasure hosting with you, pero kailangan na natin magpaalam. This has been your host, Rovi Quasito,
and Hannah Chloe
for Mindanao Art Fair 2021.
Davao's newest shopping, dining, and lifestyle destination, hosts the biggest display of Mindanao's best and brightest talents. Mindanao Art 2021. October 1 to 31 at Poblacion Market Central, Sibanggoy Street, Davao City.